Hey, welcome to the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. I'm Scoot. Really glad you're with me. Look, I hope things are opening up where you are. I'm in New Orleans and doing this from my studio in my apartment in downtown New Orleans, just a few blocks away from the famous French Quarter. We're opening up here. In fact, as of tomorrow, bars can stay open all night again. There was a 1 a.m. curfew in New Orleans. I mean, really, a 1 a.m. curfew in New Orleans? That's unheard of. So now bars are able to stay open with no last call. So it's really kind of getting back to normal. And if you've been fully vaccinated, you have more freedom than if you haven't been vaccinated. So if you haven't gotten vaccinated, I hope you do get vaccinated. But social distancing, capacity in bars and restaurants, all of this is just changing so rapidly. And New Orleans is alive and well again. So let me share with you a couple of things that came up on my radio talk show today on WWL. I was talking about whether or not there should be a bipartisan commission to look into what happened January the 6th at the Capitol. And, you know, I'm okay with the bipartisan commission. I'm really okay with trying to find the truth. Is the bipartisan commission going to find it? Hell, I don't know. You know, there's just so much bullshit on Capitol Hill that, it's hard to expect the truth. But a bipartisan hearing commission would tell us more than maybe we know now. And yet, why is there so much resistance to this? It's not resistance to the commission. It's resistance to the truth. And what I heard from some listeners on my radio talk show today were just the lamest excuses, typical whataboutisms in trying to answer the question, why should there not be a bipartisan commission looking into January the 6th? First of all, there's a denial of what happened. America was attacked by Americans. There was an attempt to stop the democracy process, the certification of the fair election. There was an attempt to interrupt democracy at the seat of democracy, the U.S. Capitol. And so some of the things that came up were, some callers mentioned, well, what about Seattle and Portland? What about the federal building there that was attacked? I think there's a little difference between a federal building where nobody's in it and the Capitol of the United States where our elected officials are there. There's violence. There is the attacking of law enforcement. And there's people calling for the hanging of the Vice President of the United States. All of this in an attempt to stop the democratic process of a fair election. That's a little special. But there are people who don't want to recognize that because it's inconvenient. And then I had somebody call the show and wanted to challenge me on why I wasn't talking about the murder of that woman, the protester, the murder of the woman who was protesting at the Capitol. And I said, well, first of all, it wasn't murder. Her name is Ashley Babbitt. She was a 14-year Air Force veteran. I respect her for what she did for the military. I don't respect her stupid-ass decision to go to the Capitol and riot. And she was on the front line. And she was part of a group of people that posed a threat to Capitol Police. She was shot in the process. I'm sorry she's dead. I'm not happy about that. But that's not murder. It technically is not murder. So do you see the rhetoric that people are trying to add to this? Oh, she was murdered. She was not murdered. That's not my opinion. That is a legal fact. And somebody wanted to know, well, why hasn't the DC police officer, why hasn't the Capitol Police, not DC Police, why hasn't the Capitol Police officer been identified? I don't know. Let's have the commission and let's reveal his name. By law, the Capitol Police do not have to say who did it. unlike other law enforcement agencies. They don't have to reveal the name. So if you don't like the law, change the law. But these lame excuses about, well, what about Seattle and Portland? Look, on my radio talk show on WWL in New Orleans, I harshly criticized the riots in Minneapolis, Seattle, and Portland last summer. In the harshest terms, I condemned what happened there. I distinguished between peaceful protesters and looters and rioters because there is a difference. So callers are like trying to rewrite history. Like, why didn't you say something about that? Damn it, I did. You can't rewrite history. I condemn that in the harshest terms. But see, this is the misdirection that people are using now to try to get you off the trail of the truth. Because here's the truth. The United States Capitol was attacked. The US government was attacked. The United States of America was attacked on our soil. The government was attacked by supporters of former President Trump. That does not mean that all Trump supporters support what they did, or that all Trump supporters would do that. But let's face the fact that this was not Antifa. In fact, all of the bullshit comments from people about, oh, that was just Antifa, trying to make excuses to hide the truth from their own minds. I was Antifa. It couldn't have been Trump here. I was Antifa. Well, damn it, if you think it was Antifa, then you should be for a commission to reveal that it was Antifa. But you know it wasn't Antifa. And there are about 400 people in frickin' jail right now. And some of them are pissed off at Donald Trump because they believe Donald Trump directed them to do that. Now, whether or not Trump really directly directed them, that can be debated. But in their minds, he told them to do that, and their ass is sitting in jail, and Trump is sitting around Mar-a-Lago. You think they're not pissed off at him? They are. But this is these are the facts that people don't want to recognize. The fact is, these were supporters of President Trump. But again, that doesn't mean that all Trump supporters are that way. I had a couple of callers on my radio show today who were Republicans who don't like Trump. They're called rats. Republicans against Trump. Rats. They're out there. They need to be more vocal. And I still don't think that Donald Trump is going to be as powerful in 2024 as he is now. We'll see what happens. If I'm wrong, I will, of course, admit it. But we get nowhere as a country if we're not willing to accept facts. And damn it, if you're a Republican, a conservative, if you're a Trump supporter, and you don't agree with those son of a bitches and what they did, then you stand up and say, I don't agree with those son of a bitches. Man, look, if a talk show host or somebody on social media or somebody in the media did something that I thought was wrong, I wouldn't freaking go, oh, we can't criticize them because I'm in the media too and I don't want to criticize. No, the hell with them. I'd call them out. But we lump everybody into the same category. And so there's this craziness going on about, well, all Trump supporters. No, it's not all Trump supporters. There are people who voted for Trump who don't agree with a lot of stuff that Trump stands for. You don't have to be a Trump sycophant in order to be a conservative or a Republican in the United States of America. And that is an absolute fact. Now, you can be spineless like Kevin McCarthy and some that I really don't even want to name because I know them. But these spineless Republicans that are afraid to tell the truth, and they're afraid of the truth, which is why they don't want a commission. They don't want the truth. And when you're afraid of the truth, there's a problem. Thank you for joining me here on Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. And join me on my radio show tomorrow afternoon. It will be free for all Friday, heading into Memorial Day weekend. And I'm on WWL in New Orleans, and you can download the app Odyssey, Audacy, Odyssey. And it's free, and type in WWL, and you've got my show wherever you've got your phone. And it's 1 to 4 Central Time, Monday through Friday. And, I wish you a happy Memorial Day, but I kind of feel funny about that because it's a time to remember those who gave the ultimate, their lives for our country. Yeah, happy Memorial Day. Oh, have fun, enjoy Memorial Day, but let's not forget what this day's about, what this weekend is about. And I'll be talking about that on the show tomorrow afternoon as well.